Is it coming home or is it coming to Rome? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel, where it is time for the Euro 2020 final match preview. And it is Italy versus England. Look, you have to say congratulations to both Italy and England as well. Let's have a quick look at how everyone did. Well, I'm going to say it now. I didn't get any predictions right, but I got the two teams correct in who's going through to the final as well. But there was one person that managed to get both the scores correct, and it was Matt's, and he's managed to get both predictions right. Absolutely spot on. So very, very well done, Matt. You did very, very well indeed. So we have Italy against England at Wembley. So let's start things off. Let's talk about their routes to the final, shall we? So Italy began with a 3-0 win over Turkey. They then followed that up with a 3-0 win over Switzerland, and then they beat Wales by 1-0. So you'd have to say that probably Italy were the form team of the group stages, you'd have to say as well. Ever since then, they have had a few frailties. So they won 2-1 after extra time against Austria, and then they managed to beat Belgium by 2-1. That was very, very good. And then against Spain, they were 1-1 draw, and then they were taken to penalties. And again, Spain looked the more dominating team in that game as well. So bit of interesting insights into Italy there. England's route to the final started off with a 1-0 win over Croatia, and to be fair, they looked very, very good. They controlled that game. There was a 0-0 draw with Scotland at Wembley Stadium, and then it was a 1-0 win over Czech Republic at Wembley. Followed that up with a 2-0 win over Germany, and then it was a 4-0 win over Ukraine in Rome. And then they came back to Wembley and won 2-1 after extra time against Denmark as well. So Italy, England, the head-to-head records are as follows. Italy have won 11 games. There has been 8 draws, and there have been 8 England victories as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through both teams, see where any weaknesses are as well. So it'll be very, very interesting indeed. So starting with Italy and Roberto Mancini's very, very good, well-oiled, drilled machine, as you can say, for Italy. But let's say, as we said, Italy were definitely the form team of the group stages. There's no denying that. I also think that they have been very, very good in the knockout stages, but there have been a few frailties. And I do think they do have a weakness down their right hand side. I think Di Lorenzo is not the best defensively, and you have actually seen this tournament. He can be quite suspect actually. Yeah, obviously you look at the game against Belgium where Doku had him on toast, really had him on toast, and he conceded a penalty as well. So, and then against Spain, I think not Sarabia, Dani Olmo actually had the better of him as well, and then he looked a bit out of place for the Spanish equaliser as well. But you have to say, like, Italy have been good, but you do worry about them defensively, and especially Spinazzola. Spinazzola is a big, big miss. For me, probably one of the players of the tournament for Italy, for sure. Probably one of the players of the actual tournament itself as well. So Spinazzola is a big, big miss for Italy, especially that him bombing down the left-hand side of the defence as well. Yes, Emerson is a good player, but he's not the same as Spinazzola. Like Donnarumma has been very, very good as well. Chiellini, Bonucci, and Di Lorenzo. They are missing Pellegrini as well, who is a very, very good player as well. So they do have a few frailties, but you have to say midfield of Jorginho, Barella has been very, very good. Locatelli has been very, very good. Insigne has been very good. And then you've got Chiesa, Berardi. And to be fair, Immobile has actually had a good tournament. He has actually had a good tournament. Belotti not as much as well. But against the Spanish, they were ran ragged in midfield. They were very, very ran ragged in midfield. So it's going to be very interesting. You coming up against the England midfield that will probably have Declan Rice. It will have Calvin Phillips. They're going to have to be very, very careful. Um, yeah, Italy did get ran ragged in midfield. Koke played really, really well in that midfield. Rodri as well. So Spain had a good midfield, and they managed to get the win in the end from a penalty shootout. As we have said, England haven't been taken to penalties yet, as well. But Italy are a very, very hard team to predict against at the moment, and you just don't know what Italy is going to turn up. Is it the one from the group stage, or has it been the one that scraped through against Austria, managed to beat Belgium? They were much better against Belgium, I'd have to say, and then against Spain, they weren't great, but you look at Italy and they are a good side. So going to be really, really interesting here, I think, as well. So we move on to England now, who managed to get through after a 2-1 after extra time victory over Denmark. And what I will say, England were okay in the group stages. I think it's safe to say. Dominated Croatia. They dominated Croatia. Against Scotland, bit lucky to get away with a point. And then against Czech Republic, they were good. They were good. But after that, knockout stages, they have actually grown into it. Beat a very good Germany side by 2-0. Beat a tired and a very injured Ukraine side by 4-0 as well. So, and then they beat Denmark by 2-1 as well. Having looked at that game, Damsgaard, fantastic free kick. However, it shouldn't have stood. There is a FIFA rule that apparently you shouldn't have an opposition wall, i.e. Denmark's wall. You shouldn't have Denmark's wall within a meter of the England wall. So maybe that affected it. And also, I think Jordan Pickford should do better. Now, obviously, me being a goalkeeper in my youth as well, I did feel that was one that he just should save. He should save. It's a very good free kick from Damsgaard, don't get me wrong, but it is right at Jordan Pickford's side, so he should save it. He should save it, for me. So, but apart from that, England did very, very well. Saka got the assist for the OG, Kier, OG. Yeah, that's 11 own goals now. For Euro 2020, it's quite incredible, absolutely quite incredible. And Euro 2020 own goals is top scorer. Nah, I'm only joking. But what you can say, I think Italy and England have had a good run of it. And is it a penalty? I think it's one where you'd be disappointed if it was given against you. I think that is probably what I will say about that. I think you would probably be disappointed if that was given against you. However, I do think that looking at it, it was probably a penalty because it's not the first tackle, it's the second tackle. It's a lazy right foot to try and block off Sterling. Sterling does go down pretty easily, but what you can say, for me, Raheem Sterling has been England's best player of this tournament. There's no denying it. He has been fantastic. Yes, Harry Kane has taken a bit of time to get going, but you look at it, and I think they have been very, very impressive, Raheem Sterling. I think he's been very, very good. So it's got all the makings of a very, very interesting final anyway. That is for sure. So I have to say, England have good players. I think England have a better bench than Italy's. I think England have got much game changers on their bench. Obviously, Bellingham, Grealish. Grealish is the outstanding candidate for sure, I would say, as well. And also, Italy have got Berardi, they've got Belotti as well. I just think though, if you're going on the benches, I think England would probably win because that bench is fantastic. And do you know what? If England do all go on and win the final, then I think everyone needs to owe Gareth Southgate an apology. I absolutely do. That guy has done very, very well. Redemption for obviously 1996, where he was the one that missed the penalty to take England to the final, but they managed to get through again last night. And you know what? They played well. They played really, really well. I think the more that England actually played against Denmark, the more I thought the more the game went going, the more I thought England were going to win. The more I thought England were going to win anyway. Denmark were tiring. You could see them trying to defend for their lives as well. And I just felt the more the game went on, I just felt England were always going to get that win as well. But you know what? Italy have been tested in the knockout stages. Obviously beating Belgium and Spain on the way. England, I think Denmark were probably their biggest test, considering that Denmark have actually captured a lot of people's hearts at this tournament. You'd have to say as well. So one final push for England to win their first tournament for 55 years, and yeah, as it's going to be a very interesting game anyway. I just feel though, like if you look at key battles, obviously Luke Shaw and Raheem Sterling against Di Lorenzo, I think that could be a bit of joy for them down that right. But then you've obviously got Insigne against Kyle Walker. That's going to be a very good battle. And then obviously Immobile against Maguire and Stones. But you've got Harry Kane against Bonucci, Chiellini as well. Saka against Emerson as well. So Italy have got a lot of good players. England's squad is very, very good. So it's got the makings of a very, very interesting cup final as well. I do think whoever scores first will probably go on and win it. But could it go to extra time again? Could it go to extra time? And I mean, England have not been taken to penalties yet. Italy have. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game of it. Obviously, England have only been taken to extra time once. Italy have been taken to extra time twice. So we have to say it's going to be a very interesting final. My prediction, right, here we go. So it's a tough game. It's a tough one to predict. I'm going to say Italy won, England won. And then I'm going to say England will win. Yes, pains me to say it as a Scotsman, but I'm going to say England will win in extra time or penalties. I think football is coming home. And it's taken a brave Scotsman to, admit that as well. So I'm going Italy 1, England 1. My goal scorers, I am going to go for the man of the moment, Raheem Sterling, to score for England. And then for Italy, I am going to go for the man of the moment, really, for Italy, Chiesa, to score as well. Will it go to penalties? I don't know about that. But Italy, England. It could be a very interesting one. It would obviously end Mancini's, Italy's 34 match unbeaten run. But all good things have to come to an end, and I just think the way it's just settled out. England have played most of their games at Wembley. Italy have played 2 games at Wembley. It could be an interesting one for me, but I'm going Italy 1, England 1, and then England to win in extra time or penalties. And then we'll probably not we'll probably be hearing it for a long, long time to come. But for me, I just think England have peaked at the right time, and I think they're going to win it. Unfortunately, I think they will win it on penalties as well. But I do have England in the sweepstake. I do have England in the pub talk football sweepstakes. So that will soften a little bit of the heartache, you'd have to say. So that is it. That is my Italy-England preview for you guys today. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, then please hit that subscribe button and please hit that like button as well. I do really appreciate it. So is football coming home? Is it going to Rome? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you all for a team of the tournament on Monday, and then I'm going to take a little break after that. But I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye bye for now. Enjoy the final. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting final for sure. And I will see you then. Take care. Bye bye for now.